Full disclaimer, this is never how I intended to start my YouTube channel. But we're here. So, with that said, welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, let's get into it. As a matter of housekeeping, if you do not know me, my name is Jaliza. You can follow me on social media at the Jolly Rancher. The at is going to be right down there, and so be sure to follow me on social media. Fun fact, the Jolly Rancher nickname was created by one of my friends. Shout out to Yanni. But yeah, I have kind of adopted that, and now you're just getting Jaliza. If there's anything that you'd like to know about me, be sure to drop it in the comments, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. I will be posting content on a weekly basis, and so let's walk on this journey together. Another disclaimer, I use my hands a lot. I use my hands to talk a lot. And I am extremely goofy, so if you see me doing weird stuff at any moment, don't worry about it. It's just who I am. And that is all I am going to be on this YouTube channel, because the best person you can be is yourself. So, what you see is what you get. The person you meet in person and the person you meet on my YouTube channel will not be different people. So don't worry about that. So let's get into today's topic. And so, let's get into it. So what we're gonna do today, and this is probably a weird way to start my YouTube channel, I'm well aware of that, but what we're gonna do today is that we're gonna go along the lines of a segment called Story Time. And the reason why I want to take this direction is because I always apply stories to my daily life. I always apply the lessons behind them. I apply many things that have to do with stories. My life is very connected to stories because I believe that the life that we live as well is an accumulation of different stories. And so I love stories. And so maybe you can say that I am your neighborhood librarian. I'm joking, I'm not. I could never be. But today we're going to be reviewing a story, and we're going to be talking about it and talking about the lessons that we can derive from it. And so let's get into it. So for those who are not familiar with the story, I will give you a brief overview of what it basically is about. And so, in Jaliza terms, of course. And so what was basically happening was there was a hungry fox, and he was going along his way. He was extremely hungry. He was looking for food. And while he was walking, he saw a bunch of grapes on the top of the farmer's wall. And he looked at it and he said, you know, these look like really good grapes. I'm hungry, so let me try to get it. He tried, he jumped for it. He tried the first time, he failed. He tried the second time, he failed. And so he tried a third time and he failed again. Due to his failure, he decided that he would stop. And so he quit, he gave up, and while he was walking away, the things that uttered out of his mouth was, the grapes were probably sour anyway. Exactly. The first takeaway that I want to focus on is the fact that after he tried and failed, the first thing he uttered out of his mouth was, the grapes were probably sour anyway. How many people can we think of in our lives that talk down on the things that we're doing, all because they couldn't do it for themselves? The truth is that it's our human toxic behavior, I'd say, to end up despising things that we can't have, that we once wanted. And it's something that you'll need to learn to work through, because you're in the front seat when it comes to that. I believe that everything that is yours, as long as you work towards it, you will get it because it's yours. But there are some things that we want that are just not meant for us. So there's absolutely no point in having a sour outlook and talking down on something that you once wanted just because you couldn't get it. Life is such that you need to try different things. Don't just stay in one category. Don't fit yourself inside a box. You find the thing that works for you and let it work for you. The other takeaway that I want to look at is desperation. If you see, the fox was desperate, so he went on a walk to feed his hunger. When we're desperate, we look for what we want. And so we see that because he was hungry, he became desperate. Desperate to the point that some grapes on a wall got his attention. I'm sure if he was full, the grapes would not have seemed like much. But when you're desperate, the little things mean something. And what I want you to understand is that when you're at a point of desperation and you're looking for something, the smallest things can excite you. But also, the smallest things will teach you how to be grateful. And I've seen in my own life where, like, at my point of desperation, the thing that I would once not want, or the thing that I would turn away, the thing that I would shun, is the very thing that showed up, and it's the thing that I wanted. And so what you need to understand is that never forsake small beginnings. And I always say this. The point is you began. Me starting this YouTube channel, I'm not even gonna lie, it's been years of like contemplating about whether or not I would do it, from the fact that I don't like my voice, I don't like listening to my voice too long, I don't like hearing my voice, and so the editing process would be extremely strenuous for me because I don't like hearing my voice and I don't like listening to myself, but also the wild insecurity, the level of wondering what people would think. And I'm so glad that I have been freed from the quote-unquote shackles of caring what people think about me. And I hope that as we walk through this journey together, we can have that discussion at some point about how overbearing it can be when we care about the opinions of others. Because it really... So, not to stray off topic, but that's just something that I felt like I needed to say. But like I was saying, points of desperation, the things that we once would have ignored, the things we once wouldn't have even turned an eye to, they become the things that we want. And we go for it. I say all this to say, whatever opportunity presents itself in your life, don't look down on it, because someday it might have tremendous value to you. So, the last thing that I want to look at is the fact that when you want something bad enough, you will try to get it, or at least do your best. The reason why I said this was because, first and foremost, the grapes were on a wall. Walls are high. It kind of gives it away that it would be kind of hard to get. But he tried and he tried and he tried and he jumped and he realized that he couldn't do it. He was not capable of doing it. At least that's what he thought. And we can look at the story and we can say that maybe he gave up too soon. Maybe if he tried a little harder or thought of other ways to get it done, he would have gotten it done. And that's an interesting way to look at it. That, if I'm not mistaken, it's Albert Einstein that once said, only a fool tries the same thing over and over and expects different results. And so it dawns to me that maybe if he tried a different way of doing it, or a different method of getting the grapes, he would have gotten what he wanted. I say all this to say that we should not be afraid of change and afraid of evolving the methods that we use to get where we want to go. everyone's journey looks different, and your methods should adapt to the journey that you are on. Don't try to fit yourself in someone else's journey, but don't try to copy and paste someone else's methodology to get where you want to go as well. So yeah, thank you for watching my first video. It means a lot to me. Like, subscribe, comment. I would like to hear from you about what you think about this entire topic of the fox and the grapes. And so I will be as interactive as possible in the comments. Again, if you do not have me on social media, be sure to follow me at the Jolly Rancher, and that's on Instagram. I'm most active there, so I will definitely be answering you there. And let's walk on this journey together. Of course, my content will vary as the weeks go by, and hopefully I get more comfortable in my own skin and on camera as we walk this journey together. So yeah, beautiful. See you next time.